Welcome back, viewers at home. It is with great pleasure and excitement that we introduce you to a visionary in the world of fashion as well as entertainment. Now, joining me this evening is Mr. Dewayne, Mr. Debonair Williams. He's also the executive director, producer, and the host of the International Beautiful You Fashion Tour. Now, during his 26-year career, he has produced more than 500 events in 21 countries. When the Beautiful You Fashion Tour makes its debut in South Africa this Saturday, it promises to be a celebration of creativity, culture, and connection, as well as a testament to the vibrant spirit of Africa. Dewayne, thank you so much for joining us this evening right here on INX.
No, thank you guys for having me. I feel so blessed, and I'm blessed that y'all welcome me here with open arms, and I'm very thankful.
Now, looking at the tour, it's called the Beautiful You Fashion Tour. Can you tell us a bit about this tour in question, as well as what inspired you to come up with such a beautiful initiative?
Well, the event is called International Beautiful You Fashion Tour. It's all over the world, and I've been producing events. Thank you for that intro. That was a wonderful intro. I was like impressed, like, who is this person you're talking about? But I've been producing events, like you said, for 26 years. I've done different types of events. But in 2014, I started the International Beautiful You Fashion Tour. And the inspiration behind it is to promote body positivity, self-love, and inclusion. And I think that's what's been missing on some of the traditional fashion shows.
Now, you decided to have South Africa as your launch pad for Beautiful You Fashion Tour on the African continent. Can you share more details on the reasons why?
Well, this is actually my second visit on the continent of the motherland, Africa. I've also been to Ethiopia, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, and Ghana, right? But that was right before the pandemic. So I said I got to go back to the motherland, and I got to go back to Africa. And out of all of the countries, I had to pick one to start back with. And economically, I just like South Africa. I just thought Johannesburg would be a perfect host for me, you know, a perfect backdrop for me to have this event.
Exciting,
yeah.
Quite exciting.
Yeah.
Now, earlier on in the intro, I spoke on how, the event aims to, celebrate creativity, culture, as well as connection. Now, from you, why do you feel like it is important to highlight Africa's rich cultural heritage and the creativity on an international platform?
Well, I do shows in a lot of markets, and creativity is like everywhere. But I think Africa, personally, as a continent, I think the world kind of overlook Africa as a continent. You know, I do shows in London, I do shows in Paris, I do shows in Milan, New York, doing New York Fashion Week. But Africa as a continent needs to be pushed more on a global scale, and I feel I'm the perfect person to do that.
Now, I believe that your events are quite renowned for promoting self-love, body positivity, as well as inclusion. Now, this is something quite unheard of when you hear fashion and beauty and people are trying to be inclusive to a point that, they are involving individuals living with disability or individuals at that matter who have special needs. Can you share what really made you go this route?
Well, two of my aunts that helped raise me, Marilyn and Shirley, two of my aunts that had special needs. And as a kid, one had polio and one had Down syndrome. And as a kid, I told myself if I was ever able to do something for that community, I'd do it. And that's the reason why I make sure that I include special needs and disabilities. In terms of accepting men, women, and children of all shapes and sizes, short, tall, petite, curvy, I believe that God created everyone to be beautiful. So that's the inspiration behind me including everybody and making sure that inclusion is at the forefront of what I'm doing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to your belt of experience, 26 years, hosting events.
That's not that long. 26 years is just a couple of decades.
Well,
almost 3 decades. It's not that long.
I guess it's debatable at this point. But for 26 years, I mean, it doesn't, take away the fact that you had your fair share of obstacles as well as challenges in coming up with these events and executing these events in question. What would you say are some of those challenges and how you went about overcoming them?
Well, when you do it for so long, challenges become less and less. And you get blessed to meet a lot of people that along the way, when you have a big vision that's positive, that'll help people, you always get more people that'll be willing to help you with that vision. So I get help a lot of times in a lot of these different countries I go to, so I'm blessed to have help. Yeah. It's one of the main things, yes.
Now, you're such
and how I overcome it is I pray a lot. I pray on it. So that's how.
That is quite exciting. Now, here's my other question I'd like to ask you in terms of you launching here in South Africa the Beautiful You Fashion Tour. Yeah. I want to understand from you per se, what are your future visions when it comes to this particular tour?
So I have this tour of Africa, which I've listed the 5 other places, including South Africa now, starting this Saturday. But I actually have a 100-country tour, which I'm doing 100 countries throughout the whole entire world. And I think about 32 or 33 of those countries are in Africa. So I'm basically planning to invest the most of my resources, time, into making sure that Africa is seen on a global scale. So Africa, and then we also got Europe and everybody else.
Now, for someone who, I think I am really taking away the fact that you're like, sometimes challenges just becomes lessons learned. And for viewers who are watching now who are, future designers or current designers and individuals within the creativity space, what words of advice would you impart to them when it comes to making it in this industry and just venturing into other opportunities?
I would just say, believe in yourself. Things will be hard at certain points, but life go up and down. But always believe in yourself, and if you have a vision in your mind, more than likely it's God-given, and that's your gift to continue to keep going with what you want to do, and don't stop. Don't let nothing stop you. It'll be hard sometimes, but you keep going. Where you want me to look? Don't you stop. Don't you stop. Don't you stop. You keep going.
Amazing. Yo. Now, I'm just going to throw one real quick, a question that is not even part of the question in terms of what's the one thing that when you came to South Africa stood out for you?
Stood out?
Yes. It could be food. It could be maybe a culture.
I would say it's us loving people. And, me coming from the western side of the world, they paint a picture of what Africa is. That's untrue. It's very culturally rich, and it's not what they paint on TV. Is basically the best way to say it.
And through Beautiful You Fashion Tour, we are here to debunk some of those misconceptions.
Yeah, we're going to debunk all the myths, all the stuff people make up. It's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful continent. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to invite more international designers and models to come along on this journey with me on this tour of Africa.
Now, any message or words you'd like to share with, the audience itself, as well as participants who will be part of this fashion tour?
All right, the event will take place this Saturday at the National School of the Arts. Y'all give it up for the National School of the Arts. It's a wonderful program they have over there, but the event will take place this Saturday, August the 10th. Doors open at 2:30 p.m. We have the best local designers, and we also got a couple of international designers. We have Miss Michelle from Bozaroma Designs, and we have Rebellion out of Trinidad and Tobago. And we got some of the students from the art department at the National School of the Arts that will be showcasing as well.
Amazing.
So it's adults, children, designers, models, everything.
And for people who or individuals who will be attending this event in question, what do you hope they take away from this experience?
Well, I promote it as the most fun event in the universe, and I mean that. So they're going to get to see a lot of fun, a lot of fashion. We have some entertainment. It's going to be promoting the African culture and all of the above.
Mr. Debonair, if I may say so. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you. God bless. See y'all Saturday.
Viewers at home, that was Mr. Debonair, or should I say, I think I'm going to keep it at Mr. Debonair, joining us this evening, sharing in on the beautiful fashion tour that is coming and is happening on Saturday right here in Johannesburg. So do not miss it. But on that note, let's head over to an ad break. See you when we come back.